Dear enlightened spirit, whoever you are, I wish you could have been there. Last night was beautiful. By the way, I think I found the painting in the fire. The first time I lost my mind, I found myself in the woods with a very well written and vivid detail stories of my past lives buried alive in my chest. 2 years later, my spirit guide decided that it was finally time to wake me up, taught me how to look at my inner self. Using my third eye, I spied these days and these times a long, long time ago. Way back whenever that was, when I painted this poem in a completely different set of time zones, far away from this place, across the teeth of Gaia, an indigo sky. That way the stars could still feel free to be themselves. Even in the daytime, I watched the way they left their footprints. In between all of the other colors that they have, they told me that if I took a look inside of myself, that I would find the answers. Sometimes I daydream for days, months, a year or so at a time even. It reminds me a lot of heaven. That's where I came from. Question: how many of you are awake? How many of you are still asleep? The better question is there really any real chance that all of this could very well just be a dream? How many planets does your spirit eye hold? How deep are the roots of the trees in the palms of your hands? How did you, me, how did we all or any of us ever get here and why? Only Igaiwe knows just how far away from home that we actually are. There is no such thing as nothing. According to the calculations of my aura's positive energy, times the constant high vibration frequencies of my root chakra, multiplied by its sensitivity levels, along with the galaxies and their current locations, I have died at least twice. That is, for what they have allowed me to remember anyways. I mean, I have been here before. Sat on Saturn. Saw the way that the planets were being realigned, rotated after being reassembled, then carefully put back in their space for the next set of go-arounds. Noticed a before and after of Elohi. All of this from my bedroom around 11 p.m. just in case you too have ever often wandered off wondering that yes, there is life after death. For me, that's the exciting part. Pardon me for only always ever listening to the mountains of Yohiwachi. It has shown me how to properly identify its song, proved to still being that it sounds a lot like ocean floor, looks a lot like Earthchild, teaching the Igai Nyasis how to dance with Igana in the rain. I apologize in advance for only always ever thinking of everything every other minute. It's just that the Usati and its constellations are almost always constantly reminding me that everything is always moving in order, back to back and forth, knowing that both sound has color, color has sound, that learning how to evolve is key, that we all have always existed everywhere from here to there, and everywhere else in between this life and the one after that, and the other places, into other dimensions. There is just way too much about the other half to write home about. We too may just have thought ourselves into being the same way that the Ikate did. Sadly, not much of anyone knows much of anything these days. The others say that I know a whole lot. about everything that matters. All I know for sure is that all of this tick-tock wears me out, drives me crazy, makes me wonder why all of my senses seem to shapeshift every time the ground shakes. You gorgeous earthquake. I have noticed that when in spirit, if you focus on the in-breath and the out-breath, everything whispers I love you.